Hello and welcome to Inside Cottonwood. I'm your host today, Ryan Bigelow, the Library Director of the Cottonwood Public Library, and today I have two of my favorite people on the face of the earth.
This is live, right?
Yeah, this is live. Yeah. I'm being friendly right now. We're on TV. I've got Jeff Clark, the audiovisual specialist for the Cottonwood Public Library. Jeff, thanks for being here.
Thank you.
And then I've got, as probably all of our audience knows, Marc Quisumbing, the Janimal for some, from the Sedona Public Library now, and we won't go into the details of why it's the Sedona Public Library now.
It's a lot of inside baseball.
Yes. So we'll just leave that for later. But today we're really here for the to discuss the Verde Valley Comic Expo. Now it seems like it's been a little while since we've had this chat. We had to kind of
just run what we ran 2 years ago.
No, it was about the same thing, right?
Because we did record it.
Yeah, the date would have been different, but everything else would have been exactly the same. Yeah. So here we are 2 years later, and it's still year 5.
Yes.
We are still back for year 5. We're up and running though, and we were very confident this year that we are going to have a nice event.
Yeah.
Very excited.
I've got just some poor memories of doing this because the last time I remember the Comic Expo, I'm literally at the airport and we're texting like back and forth. Are we doing this? Are we not doing this? What's going to happen?
Yeah, that was
yeah, we don't have to worry about that this year.
Let's not talk about it.
Yeah, okay, sorry. It's a bad memory.
It's the tagline.
So Jeff, let's start with you. The Verde Valley Comic Expo, for those who don't know, who've never been, in a nutshell, what is the Verde Valley Comic Expo?
So the Verde Valley Comic Expo is a 7-hour event, takes place from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m., and it is a pop culture and comic book related event. You can come in, meet comic book artists, book authors,
right,
vendors who sell your favorite nerd stuff in general.
I would not say nerd. I would say fans of the genre.
We're proud of that term now.
Okay.
But yeah, it's all in an effort to help support the library's summer reading programs. So the event takes place as a fundraiser for specifically our summer reading program. All the proceeds we make from the show go towards our summer reading programs.
Right, that's wonderful. So pop culture reading, pop culture, and how does this tie in? Jan, you work as the Janimal and at the library, so combine the two for us. Like, how does pop culture, comics, how does that work into a library setting?
As a man who walks between two worlds, I would say it's a great, the story that I always tell, that I learned to read last year.
Right, yeah.
I learned to read when I was very young.
On the job.
On the job, reading comic books. So if I could not be Spider-Man, I wanted to draw Spider-Man, but I had to learn and read Spider-Man. So I love that it encourages reading. I love that the library gets to do this as an event for people so that they can come. It's just a good event to encourage that. It's very for a good cause with summer reading, so that you have extra funds for programming during the summer, and just the fact that as a local show, it's great for local creators and for families to come, and it doesn't break your wallet, so you can come in and have a good time.
I love that. So what is the cost of this, and how do we get into the Verde Valley Comic Expo?
So to get in, it's $5 for just your standard entry. We have partnered with St. Vincent de Paul Society. They are providing us some boxes. We're collecting food donations for them. So if you bring at least 2 non-perishable food items, you'll get $2 off your entry fee. So it could be $3 to get in. And
children under 10 are free still.
Yes, so it is a very manageable, family-friendly event.
Yep.
And let's emphasize that it is family-friendly. It's intended for kids. There is a cosplay element to it, right? But that's all family-friendly. What is cosplay for us who don't understand what cosplay is?
Let's take that one. I'll take it. Cosplay is basically where you dress up as your favorite character, whether it's a comic book character, an anime character, a movie character from any franchise. So
character from books.
From books.
You see that now too.
Yes, that's kind of cosplay has entered the world of literature. So I was like, oh look, Mark Twain could be talking to Deadpool at the Comic Expo.
So you don't have to feel, no matter what you dress up as, really, as long as it's some kind of a character, you don't have to feel foolish. We're encouraging this, right?
You are amongst friends when you are at the Comic Expo. So that's kind of the great. This in itself could be considered cosplay. I'm cosplaying as Kevin Smith, cosplaying as me.
Fair.
It's a deep pull.
Yeah, I have not thought of it that way, but okay.
Oh, boy.
So, bottom line is, let's encourage everyone to dress up.
Yes.
Absolutely.
And that makes it so much more fun when everybody's kind of in costume, playing and imagining. You know, if they're Spider-Man or Kevin Smith, it doesn't matter. We're all in an imagination mode.
The tagline that I've used is, "Hey, you going to the big shows this summer, and you want to know if you can walk around in a Godzilla costume for 3 or 4 hours? Come up and enjoy the show."
So big shows like what else?
Like San Diego Comic-Con,
Okay.
Phoenix Fan Fusion later this May. Even like when Tucson Comic-Con rolls around in the
Yeah.
fall. You know, you cosplayers will spend a lot of money on their costumes. You might as well get your money's worth. Come on down.
Come on out, do a test run at the
Exactly.
Verde Valley Comic Expo, and then make sure you can spend a day at a time in that. Okay.
Exactly.
So there are other comic expos. They're all pop culture events. Why, Jeff, is ours different? What makes ours actually, in some ways, better?
So, a couple things. The biggest one is the cost. To get into our show is a lot cheaper than going down to Phoenix for a day. And so it just makes it that family-friendly event. Also, because it's a smaller show, you're not necessarily going to have to fight with crowds or anything to talk to some of these artists and authors and such. And so getting to meet some of these people and actually have a conversation with them is a huge benefit. And then also because it supports the library.
Yes, of course.
That's
the most important. It's
a big one.
It supports the library. So, for more information, people are starting to get interested now. Where are they going? Where are we sending them to get more info?
So we've created an event on Facebook.
Okay.
If you search Verde Valley Comic Expo 2022, you should be able to find it, or go to the Cottonwood Library's Facebook page, facebook.com/CottonwoodPL. And then we also have a website for the Comic Expo, verdevalleycomicexpo.com. There you can see all the information about the show, what vendors are going to be there, who our guests of honor are, everything like that, and maybe get some more info from them as well.
Wonderful, wonderful. Okay, well, that was our first segment. That went by very quickly. So I'm Ryan Bigelow. This is Inside Cottonwood. I'm with Jeff and Jan, the J&J show. And we are talking. That just happened. And now we are going to be talking about the Verde Valley Comic Expo. We've got more information to come for you here. We'll be right back.
There are people who struggle with addiction and homelessness. Sometimes it may feel like there is nothing we can do to help.
But there is. You can make a tax-deductible donation and help those in need transition away from homelessness.
When you give someone a handout, you could actually be supporting an addiction.
A better life starts with better health, especially for those living in the streets.
Support solutions, not addictions. You can make a difference. Visit cottonwoodcares.com.
Need a ride to work in Sedona? Hop on the new Verde shuttle at the Cottonwood Library and ride to all the major employers in Sedona for just $2. It's just that easy. Looking to get back to work? Sedona has jobs and the Verde shuttle gets you there every 45 minutes. It's just that easy. Working late? The Verde shuttle runs until 10:30 and offers a free after-hours shuttle in Cottonwood. It's just that easy. Check out verdeshuttle.com for details or ask Google Maps for transit directions. It's just that easy.
Hello and welcome back to Inside Cottonwood. I'm your host today, Ryan Bigelow, the director of the Cottonwood Public Library. I am today joined by Jeff Clark from the Cottonwood Public Library and Jan Marc from the Sedona Public Library. And today we're talking about the Verde Valley Comic Expo. We are in year 5. We are so excited to be back. I forgot to ask, how many tables do we have sold already?
We have a total of 64 tables this year.
Which is amazing.
Yeah, that's the most we've ever had for this show, which kind of threw me off a little bit. I was not fully expecting it. So to see how ready everyone is it's exciting. I'm stoked.
I think I'm excited the fact that there's a lot of new names that I have never seen.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people who are doing our show, the library show. Sorry, well, possessive, for like the first time. So that's really cool. So I've gotten to even just find them on their social media. Goes, I'm gonna see you in like 3 weeks. That's really cool. Look forward to meeting you.
Okay.
So I think that's great.
So that kind of means we were doing something right when we were running the show. It's kind of established a bit of a brand, a reputation, a good one, a good reputation for a positive community event. So now, clearly the artists and the vendors are aware. What's the community response been like so far?
It's a bit, so far, on my end, it's a bit of word of mouth. I don't know if you know this about me, Ryan, but I do like being the center of attention when I do something. So I let all my followers, hashtag the Janimal Draws, know where to find me and what I'm doing. Right. So I hope it builds interest, and there are, just on social media, letting people know, hey, especially like people down the valley, guess what we're doing? The show is back. Come on up. And I like the idea that the community will know, people outside the community will come up, enjoy the show, and then maybe stay the weekend.
Maybe
enjoy our wonderful weather and what the Verde Valley has to offer.
Yep. Right. That's the goal, right? Always. So we have a variety of vendors. What kind of tables can we expect to see? Who can we expect to see?
We have all sorts of tables. It's
Long
a
table,
very
rectangular.
It's a big mishmash of people and stuff that they're doing. We have comic book artists, illustrators. We have
a lot of authors.
A lot of authors who are coming to talk about their books. Game stores, comic stores, Cab Comics from Flagstaff, Game On from Prescott, Samurai Comics, and Peregrine.
Finally, Peregrine Book Company is from Prescott.
Cool.
And Samurai's from down in the valley, so they're coming up for the event. And cosplay, we have...
Amber Skies is coming.
Yeah, Amber Skies.
Finally, because she couldn't do it.
So a lot of different things.
Yeah, we have a lot of the guests are people who were going to do the 2020 show.
Yeah.
Right.
And then could not, and just said, hold my money. I will see you when it comes back. And they came back. So for me, I think especially I love having our guests of honor. Some of them are local artists that we always love to have here, but we actually have different people who are coming up. Jay Photos, he's an illustrator and comic artist, has worked for properties like he's done comics for Godzilla, Lock and Key, which Transformers, Lock and Key, which was very big on Netflix.
Yeah.
I guess a guest of honor that I am excited to have finally is Steve the Dude Rude. So Steve Rude is a phenomenal. I don't even call him a comic artist. He's a painter who draws comics. So he's been a bucket list person I've wanted to meet for a while, and we couldn't have it for 2020. And I called him and said, "Hey, are you still able to?" He said, "Yep, we are." So that's great. He'll be doing a drawing demo at the Expo. So that's kind of for those of you who can attend it, you should. It's going to be very amazing just to watch the master at work.
Right. The Amber Skies, I've been hearing a lot about her. Who is Amber Skies and why is she important?
So from my talks with Amber Skies, she is kind of a jack of all trades.
Okay.
She has a big cosplay following. She does a lot of cosplay, but talking with her, she's also a Twitch streamer. She streams video games. She streams, I want to say I've seen her doing cosplay creations on Twitch. She is also an artist. She's, I believe, going to be selling some of her art at the show, and she does MC work. So she's kind of does it all.
and I know that I just remember she has so many followers on social media that it was just like, oh my gosh.
Even if you get a portion of those who come up to see
her. It's just remarkable that these are, in this world that I'm admittedly unfamiliar with, these are some big time players here. These are big names,
and they're coming up to hang out in the Verde Valley for a weekend.
Yeah.
It's just great because you know, shows are finally coming back, and for a lot of creators, we've been sitting at home with all this content, and you can finally look what I've been up to the last 2 years.
Okay.
So that's exciting.
Yeah.
Us. Yeah.
I see. That's probably why there's so much, you know, why the tables weren't hard to sell, right?
No.
Part of it, yeah.
People have been creating and creating for 2 years.
Yes.
I need to get this out.
Because I'm running out of room at home.
Right.
Look.
My significant other needs me to go and.
Did my wife call you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Text.
I was gonna do it. You beat me to the punch. Kind of
immediately. That's where
so
yeah.
No one lives in my car. It's fine. It's fine.
Okay, so we've talked about this is a library event. Briefly, what is the summer reading program? We're making money for the summer reading program. What is that?
So the summer reading program is a summer-long event that comprises reading challenges, different smaller events. So I think in previous years we've had demonstrations from companies that fit the theme of the
Like last year we had dinosaurs.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah, we had the dinosaurs show up to the rec center and hang out, and
you could almost say the summer reading program, it opens up an ocean of possibilities.
You could say that.
You could.
You could.
You could. Yeah, you could almost build a campaign around that.
Huh.
So, kids, over the summer, your brains might go to mush because it's summertime and there's no school and I don't have to do work and let me just go play and, you know, be stuck on a tablet. No, we want you to read. We want you to read, keep your minds fresh. So summer reading programs help keep their minds active, and you'll do a little bit of chocolate broccoli that they'll still do something fun, but they're gonna learn some knowledge along the way, right?
But why do we need to make money for this?
to help fund the events and prizes that they can win. That's a big one.
Prizes.
Yep.
Yes.
Gotta have incentive.
Yep. I mean, especially like with some teens they love sports, for example. Like disc golf is a perfect example. It's a great outdoor sport. You can social distance with it, but that was a prize that I think any library should have a disc golf starter kit as a prize.
And I don't know if you were aware, this year the Arizona Fish and Game is partnering for a fly fishing demo. So during
that's happening soon.
Yep, these are the types of things that our summer reading program offer, and so sometimes we have to have some money, and this ends up being our seed money every year because this event always is a moneymaker.
Yep.
And everyone's happy. It's like, it's a good cause. And once you tell people it's for, like, oh my God, here, just take, let's go.
And then you do the canned foods on top of it. It's just it's like this win.
Everybody wins all around.
Yeah,
right.
It really is an amazing event. You come in and you can't help but leave feeling good about it. My kids, with the dad that they have, they don't get to experience a lot of these types of events. So they get to come to the Verde Valley Comic Expo, explore a whole new world. We don't have to travel to Phoenix. We don't have to go to Flagstaff. We're right here. We're local. They think I'm awesome because I'm somehow a part of this. And they're like, whoa, Dad, you do these. Wow, you're amazing.
And then as they get older, then they get to help with it.
Yeah, and then they get to volunteer and voluntold the volunteer, and we get that going. So it truly is a community event.
Yep.
It's what community events should be. And we have more to talk about this actually.
We do.
So I can't even believe we're not through this. So we will be right back. You have been watching Inside Cottonwood. I've got the J&J show with me. We're talking Verde Valley Comic Expo, and we have more to come. We'll be right back.
Terrifying jobs, high-flying linemen, take 3.
Josh, this is an absolutely terrifying job. Why do you do it?
It's a very demanding job, but very rewarding and exciting.
How much energy are you actually working with up there?
500,000 volts of electricity.
It's definitely not my line of work. Does anything shock you?
Yeah, distracted drivers terrify me.
Hello and welcome back to Inside Cottonwood. I'm your host today, Ryan Bigelow, the library director for the Cottonwood Public Library. And I am here today with Jeff Clark from the Cottonwood Public Library and Marc Quisumbing, the Janimal from the Sedona Public Library. And we're talking Verde Valley Comic Expo. After 2 years off, we are so happy to be back.
Technically 3 years.
3 years, okay.
It feels like 2 for us, though.
It went so fast.
I hate for Jeff to bring like the elephant in the room with it, but yeah, it's been a couple years. We have the shirts though that still say 2020 on, and we're good. But
I think we've got a plan for that.
Much as we are strong like an armadillo shell, that we are back, Jeff. There you go.
We are back, year 5. Is this show? Is it just going to get bigger from here? Is this what we anticipate, or can it get much bigger?
I would love it if it was. I like that it's growing every year.
Mm-hmm.
I want it to be bigger. I think it's just a great community event that everyone can have a good time at.
There is room for growth.
There is room for growth. We've talked about things like axe throwing and things like that. So as we continue to grow, I think we will have more and more events. I think those are some of the short-term and long-term goals, right? Is to have more incorporated, more unique experience for the kids of the Verde Valley. Ultimately, is what we're looking for. If somebody wants to get involved and just help. Do we have room for help? Is there somebody can volunteer? Can teens get involved? How do we get involved in this?
There's always room for help with this show. Adults can talk with either myself or Liz Gooselin at the Cottonwood Library. Call in. You can find our emails on the Cottonwood Public Library website if you want to shoot an email instead. For teens, they would want to talk to Elizabeth Hansen, who is our new teen librarian.
She's wonderful.
She's pretty awesome. And then she's got a sign-in sheet for them to sign up for the show. And we need help with all sorts of stuff. Big draw for helping with the show is you get in for free.
Right.
You don't have to pay to get in if you come and help us make sure that it runs smoothly.
And they can help, whether it's I think it's simple things like setting up or breaking down the tables. Table sitting for a vendor so that they can go grab food really quick, or even just running water to people asking, "Are you thirsty? Here you go." Right.
So you don't have to have a lot of knowledge about comics or cosplay to volunteer. We will help you out if you just have to be willing and kind to other humans. Yes. Those are the only really 2 qualifications.
Many hands make light the work.
Yes. Okay. So if there's room to be involved.
Absolutely.
Awesome. So it's a community event. There's a lot of members of our community who are already helping us out. We've got some folks we'd like to thank a little bit. Mm-hmm. Obviously, the Cottonwood Recreation Center, we need to thank them, their partnership for allowing us to use the facility every year. That takes away the gym space, but we fill it right back up, and hopefully it's a win-win for them because they're getting a whole new sect of the population to come and utilize that facility. So thank you to the Cottonwood Recreation Center. Cottonwood Bookmarks, we need to thank them. Jeff, can you tell us a little bit about the bookmarks, who they are and why we're saying thanks?
So the Cottonwood Bookmarks, they're the Friends of the Cottonwood Public Library group. So they are a fundraising group for the library. They host a book sale inside of the library. Any proceeds they make go back towards the library, whether it be our summer reading program with this event or helping to buy new technology or whatever it is we may need. They help out. Bunch of different ways to get involved with them. If you would like to help and you don't necessarily want to work at the library but you want to help with bookmarks, you could buy a membership. A $10 yearly membership gets you half off of the book sales, or anything you buy from the book sale rather. You can sign up to volunteer with them. They've got a bunch of different things that they need help with. You can donate to them directly. You can shop through Fry's and part of your purchase will go towards them. And same with Amazon. You can sign up an account or connect your account through Amazon Smile, and part of your purchases would go to the bookmarks.
Right. So our bookmarks is that we're helping them with this fundraiser. They help us by volunteering. So if you're going through the front door, you're probably going to run into a volunteer. Most likely it will be a Cottonwood Bookmarks volunteer or a Cottonwood Public Library volunteer, because we wouldn't be able to open our doors without our volunteers. So
Right.
We've got a couple other folks to thank. Game On.
Yeah, Game On, their game store over in Prescott.
Okay.
They have been a loyal vendor for the show. They've been here, I think, every year since
They have been
Game
every
2. Were they
No,
here
year
at Game
one.
1?
They were here year
Or
one,
year 1?
yeah.
Nice. So every year they've been at the show. They were one of the first to tell us to keep a hold of the money from 2020
Okay.
to secure their spot. And
They're doing the game room, right?
yeah, they are sponsoring a game room, so they have a schedule. I don't think I've posted it yet, but that'll be going up sometime soon. They will have take and paint Warhammer miniatures, so you can come in.
Oh, really? Like they're gonna?
Yeah,
That's cool.
And everything is supplied, so you don't have to pay for it. You can come and get a Warhammer figure from them, paint it, take it home.
And we've told the rec center about this.
Yep. If not, hey Jack, just so you know.
Well, acetone just because it's fine.
But no, we've talked with them, and then also they're doing a board game library.
Oh, cool.
So you can come in, see just an assortment. They didn't tell me which ones, but they
Right.
will have an assortment of board games. You can come in, look at it, play it, learn how to play it. They'll have staff on hand to teach people how to play these games.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you, Game On. Pines Inn and Suites and Pinnacle Bank.
So I appreciate Marc Tuff, the Pinnacle Bank. He's been a very loyal supporter.
Yes.
He has.
With getting us, when we have a big guest coming in from out of town, he's been able to either, whether it's a plane ticket or a place for them to, helping them get a place for them to stay the night. So Pines Inn and Suites and Pinnacle, I thank you so much for every year being a supporter. So it's just a great community event. And just with the library, it inspires a vibrant community. So really, it's great, and I'm glad that it's back. I'm glad that people are looking forward to it. Save the date, boys and girls, March 26th at the Cottonwood Public.
Is that the first time we've said the date today? It
Today
might have, during the show, that might be the first time we've given the date.
Oh no.
Oh no.
It
Okay.
started it. Nope.
Okay.
Saturday, March 26th, and the flyer is up there. Look at that. March 26th, 2022, year 5 with a little asterisk next to it.
Let's not talk about it.
Saturday, 10 to 5 on March 26th. Jeff, any other reasons that our public here, our friends, our community should be attending?
If you're a fan of D&D, we will have Camp Verde Community Library, Zach Garcia, the teen services librarian over there. He's hosting a character building workshop. Him and I believe he's got
Their
his DM
Yeah.
for their campaign. And we're talking with our DM for our campaign at the Cottonwood Library. They're going to be hosting character building workshops in the game room.
Very cool.
And then just
and
any sort of
new, 'cause
nerds.
we haven't done that before.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of new events that are going to be at the Comic Expo that we haven't done before, so people can. It's always something different, always something new. So
Yep.
yeah,
Never the same.
Yeah, I'm a fan of that. I'm the same. I'm always there.
So to wrap it up here, truly a community event. Camp Verde Community Library is going to take part. Sedona Public Library helps out. The Cottonwood Public Library.
So the Sedona Library, speaking of,
Oh.
because I didn't even think about it, but you guys are hosting some pre-panels for the show as well.
Now that I'm over there, this coming Wednesday from noon to 1, we're having a karate demonstration.
What's the date?
Wednesday the 9th, I believe.
Okay.
And then on the 18th, which is a Friday from 3 to 4:30, we're going to have a writing panel with Dev Ross Reynolds and Michael Gallagher. Dev has written for Darkwing Duck and Gummy Bears. Michael has written for Mad Magazine, Archie, Marvel. And then on the 25th, the Friday, the day before the Expo, Dave Beatty, who's a DC Comics veteran artist, will be doing
Superstar
a panel and a guest at our show also on the 26th, how to draw digitally in comics. So it's a one-day show right now, but so if I can do things that lead up to this event, the more, I thought, why not? I've got the room for it. Let me go.
Yeah,
do some
and we're going to funnel it through our libraries, and it's going to be an amazing event. So thank you both for being here. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you.
This makes me so excited. You kind of forget why we do this and how it all kind of comes together. this is a community event, and it's everyone. We want everyone to be there. Doesn't matter what age you are, what color you are, everybody's invited. Please come out. It's Saturday, March 26th from 10 to 5 at the Cottonwood Recreation Center.
I wonder if the mayor is going to dress up.
Oh. You're a
Is
mayor?
that a mayor
Yes.
challenge?
Oh.
We should get
Mayor Sandy, I'm going to shoot you an email when I get back. And
Let's talk with Zach, get the mayor of Camp Verde.
Yes.
Just have a, they can join the cosplay
They
contest.
don't know that they're doing it, but I guess they are.
We'll let Jan send that email. Okay, I'm Ryan Bigelow. This has been Inside Cottonwood. Thank you to my guests, Jeff Clark, Jan Marc. Thank you both for being here. We really appreciate it. The Verde Valley Comic Expo coming Saturday, March 26th. We will see you there.